Welcome to another one of these great London places that so many people walk past. And why is that? Well, I'm not quite sure, because it's got very, very distinctive arches, beautiful gates with sort of gold in there, lots and lots of flags hanging around the outside. Oh yeah, have I mentioned it's on Piccadilly as well, so it's right in the heart of the West End. Oh, and also, not only is it on Piccadilly, it's almost opposite Fordham and Mason. So how come so many people miss it? Probably because they're heading to Fordham and Mason. But anyway, we don't in this video. In this video, we are going into the courtyard and into the Royal Academy of Arts here on Piccadilly. The Royal Academy of Arts was founded way back in 1768, and it's got a unique position as an independent, privately funded institution led by eminent artists and architects, and you're going to see some more of that as we go inside. Now, its purpose is to promote the creation, enjoyment and appreciation of the visual arts through exhibition, education and debate. That's the formal stuff. Actually, it's quite eclectic to say the least, and it's got a whole raft of different things. And also, did I mention, quite a bit of it is free. There are two ways of entering the Royal Academy of Arts. There's this way, which is just off Piccadilly, and you come into Burlington House through the main square. And always at the front, not only have you got these beautiful statues looking down on you, but you've also got a different sculpture that gets put up and gets changed around quite often. So if you haven't been down to the Royal Academy of Arts for some time, you'll see something completely different to this. Yeah, because this was filmed about a month or so ago, and I dare say it has changed since then. But they've always got something different here in the middle. And also, you've got a nice little coffee area if you fancy coming to sit outside and the weather's doing its kindest bit and not tipping down on you. So the great thing about the Royal Academy of Arts is you are encouraged to walk around and have a look at some of the beautiful art that they've got on display, and just look at the size of the painting there. But always, as I always say in London, don't forget to look up, because you'll miss the wonderful decorative ceilings as well. Now, whilst a lot of it is free, there are quite a few different exhibitions that are on, which you need to purchase either a ticket in advance, or if there's space, you can buy on the day, and the prices of the tickets vary depending on the artist, the gallery, etc, etc. But what I'm going to do is give you a tour of the free stuff that you can come and see. So it's another great thing to do in London. And how about this frieze? This was taken from some architecture and has been put up here once again for all to see. Now, I know it said it was here to help people look at it and debate art, but I'm not quite sure where you want a golden potato. Anyway, there you go. Yeah, you've got all sorts of stuff here, from very, very old to very, very new. And one of the things we're going to show you a little bit later is an original Michelangelo. But we're not going to do that yet. Now, to get from one side of the Royal Academy of Arts to the other, now the other side, you'd come off right near Bond Street, you've got to come down into this cavern area. And when you do, as you can see, you've got lots more artwork down here as well, including lots and lots of sculptures. So as I mentioned right at the start, the Royal Academy of Arts has been put together by eminent artists and architects, and this is an architectural piece, and actually was really quite interesting, some of the different architectural styles. But once again, a lot of these displays will change around, so as you go through you might see something completely different, which also makes it well worth coming back time and time again. Now, this rather beautiful entrance is the entrance which is just off New Bond Street and is on Burlington Gardens, yes, of the Burlington Arcade, and that is literally just around the corner. But as you can see, you've always got flags hanging out, which shows the entrances, but it also shows you the different displays that they've got on as well. So one of the things I love doing when I'm down Bond Street is coming to sit down opposite this entrance into the Royal Academy of Arts and just looking at the statues and the architecture going in. And I'm no architecture fiend, don't get me wrong, but actually you can't help but be impressed by all of the statues looking down. Now, this is a more permanent exhibition and has got some amazing art in here as well. And once again, you can have a look round. It not only shows you the wonderful art, but you're free to look around at that, but it also gives you the details, as you can see, just hanging there at the side. Now, if you fancy finding out about the full history of the Royal Academy of Arts, we've done a podcast on that, and you can get that from all of your favourite podcast providers. And if you're waiting for it here on YouTube as a podcast, it will be quite some time because it's a more recent one. But I can tell you, initially, the Royal Academy was housed in cramped quarters in Pall Mall, which is just around the corner, although in 1771 it was given a temporary accommodation for its library and schools in Old Somerset House, which was then a royal palace. But that's a different story for another day. Now, in 1780, it was installed in a purpose-built apartments and the first completed wing of the new Somerset House located in the Strand and designed by the Chambers. This was the Academy's first treasurer. Now, the Academy moved in 1837 to Trafalgar Square, where it occupied the east wing of the recently then open National Gallery. We've got other videos on that on the library if you want to have a look at that on London Visited, because they've got some amazing pieces of art there. Now, the premises there soon to be proved too small to house both institutions, and in 1868, 100 years after the Academy's foundation, it moved to here, Burlington House, here in Piccadilly, where, of course, it is today. Now, as you can see, we're showing you the art and we're showing you some of the details as well. And it goes too fast, just to hit that pause button and then you can read all about it. But there you go, you've got a piece of art here, the relief from about 1790. So you really have got some old stuff. But then that's combined with some of these, some new things that they've put here as well. And once again, this display here in one of the main halls changes quite often. Oh, and by the way, the flickering that you're seeing on the screen is not the filming or the editing, it's actually just the neon lights which are displaying this, so unfortunately you get this sort of effect when you're filming. So this statue is a version of one that is in the Vatican and was given to the Prince Regent at the time, back in the 1800s, who gave it to the Royal Academy of Arts. Now, how about this? This is a Michelangelo and is the Virgin and Child with the infant St. John, also known as the Today Tondo. London has just got so many amazing different places to come and see, and so many of them are free. And so many people say, oh, London's so expensive. Well, it's as expensive as you want to make it. And can you imagine, you can come and see all of this art without having to pay for it. Yet, you can also pay for additional exhibitions if you fancy going in and seeing those as well. So not only have you got the fantastic art, but you've also got the architecture of the building as well. And that is something that always draws me to come back to this place, because not only have you got the fantastic things you can come and see for free, but also just look at these sort of sweeping staircases and the ones that we showed you earlier. It's just one of those places that brings you back time and time again. And of course, with new and old Bond Street around the corner, you've got the attraction there of walking down there and seeing all of the different sites that they have on down there as well. Oh, by the way, this is a posh restaurant which they have on the first floor as well, and you might want to go online to have a look at the menu and how much it costs. Needless to say, I think I'll stick with my black Americano in the cafe that they've got downstairs, and that's rather beautifully done as well. So, I really hope you've enjoyed our look at the Royal Academy of Arts. And did you know about the Royal Academy of Arts, and have you been here? Do let us know in the comments down below, and is it something you fancy coming to see? Now, I mentioned earlier the National Gallery on Trafalgar Square. We've done a video on that and some of the amazing art in there, and I've put a link to that up in the top right hand corner. So if you click on that, I'll see you in there.